Hey all, welcome back to another episode of Brave Kids Art Club. My name is Brad, and today we are going to be drawing a flower, but not just any flower. This is a really cool, sometimes giant flower. Today we're going to be drawing a sunflower, and my wife's going to be happy because this is one of her favorites. We have a bunch of them in our backyard. They're really cool. I love eating sunflower seeds, so it's just all around a cool flower. So we'll learn a whole lot of really cool, interesting facts about them. But first, let's make sure that we have everything we need to get started, and let's go. All right, make sure you have a nice clean sheet of paper out. You're gonna need a pencil so we can do some sketching. You're gonna need an eraser of some type because we're gonna make some mistakes. But also, when we're done with our sketching, we're gonna do an outline with a dark marker or a pen. So make sure you have one of those handy. And then at the very end, of course, we're gonna do some coloring. So make sure you have a nice yellow color handy since we're gonna be drawing a big old sunflower. And let's go ahead and start sketching. Oh wait, you know what? Before we start sketching, I do have one other thing I wanna bring in here. Now, you may have a compass or something else round in your house that you can use to help you with the circle. Because sunflowers are giant, and the center of them is like this big disc. And so I wanna make sure that that is round on my sketch. And to do so, I'll just grab like a lid that I have laying around, and I'm gonna use that for the center. And then I can build the petals out from around that. Does that make sense? So all I have to do now is just kind of do a little tracing action right around here. I'll go light, and let's see. There we go. There's the center of my sunflower. So I'll go ahead and put this off to the side. And I might loosely draw just another one, unless you have something that's a larger size that you can also trace. Just kind of go loosely around here and kind of get an idea of where the outside's gonna be. We're gonna draw really lightly because this is something we're going to erase. I just wanna see where the ends of my petals, my flower petals, are going to go. I wanna just kind of get an idea of how far out they'll go. And I kind of want them to be pretty uniform or the same because that's how they look. They actually, they're pretty symmetrical, same all around. So I wanna make sure we do that. So let's do, yeah, that looks pretty good. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just gotta get a general idea of where the edges are. Now these are giant flowers. The largest sunflower ever recorded was 30 feet tall. 30 feet. I think we have some in our backyard that are 7 feet tall. They're just giant flowers. Not to mention they're really pretty flowers, so they're gonna be a lot of fun to draw. Okay, let's go ahead and start with, oh, you know what, before we do the petals, let's kind of get an idea where this stem's gonna go. Now they have really thick, strong stems because, yep, they're really tall. Is that too far off? Maybe, I don't know. That's okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. So we'll draw a stem going right down there. Kind of looks like a lollipop right now. But they have nice straight stems, strong stems, and then we'll start adding maybe some leaves on there. How about that? So we'll connect them here in a second, but let's kind of draw some off to the side here like that. Just draw some little leaves on this side. Now you can draw them if you want, just to make it easier. You can kind of just do that standard leaf shape or the football shape. But as you draw them, you can kind of add a little bit more shape if you want to them. Like they're kind of moving around. Ooh, there we go. I kind of like that shape. Let me erase it so you can see which what I actually came up with. Now, I say you can kind of do whatever you want because it's a leaf, right? It's going to kind of grow all over the place, so you don't have to be too hung up on the exact look of it. How about something like that? I like the look of that. Maybe it'll be a little bit bigger so it connects a little easier, but we can clean that up with the marker with the outline at the end. So yeah, I kind of like that one. Maybe I'll do one lower down here. That sound good? Okay, let's do one lower down here. Maybe a little bit smaller too. There we go. That'll look pretty nice. And maybe we'll have a few more around the outside, right behind the flower itself. So sunflowers are native to the Americas. So North America, South America, you'll find sunflowers. And they're just really neat because they've always been kind of used for lots of different things. Like there's sunflower oil that you can get from it that can be really good for you. They've used it for healing, for medicines. What else do these? I mean, you got sunflowers. You have it for food. When this part right here, this little pad right here, once it dries out, they're so big and so rough. Once the seeds are out of it, that people had used it as like a scrubbing pad. Isn't that crazy? They could use the flower head and just scrub like their pots and pans, I guess, off with it. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so we got this little leaf right here. Maybe we'll draw little lines in the middle of all of them. How about that? So we kind of get an idea. Very cool. Okay, let's make sure these connect. We'll kind of give them a, just follow that curve on the top of them and just connect it to the main stem. And these will be a little bit thinner. They won't be as thick as the main stem. There we go. Awesome. Okay. We're like, this is a good one because this will fill the whole page and it'll look really pretty. It'll be a lot of fun to draw, or to color in, I should say. Okay. So let's start with those petals. Okay. Let's start with those petals. And the way I'm just going to do it is just going to go like this. Just start up at the top and go down like that. So it's almost just like it's like the football, but just kind of cut off. And then I'm going to, this is kind of there's kind of a pattern because they have a double layer of petals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just keep them close like this. Keep them close by, but leave a little bit of a gap, because what I'm going to do is go in the back and I'm going to add another layer. But we'll do that after we do the first layer here. So we'll kind of go like this, and we'll use that as a guide, right? We'll use that second circle that we drew as a guide so that we know where we're doing things. Oh, this is going to be kind of hard without flipping the... Now you can go ahead and flip your entire page over if you want to kind of draw them a little bit more accurately. I'm going to try to do it without doing that so that way you can see me doing it the whole time. Might be a little bit difficult. But another fun fact about sunflowers, and while we're drawing the petals, this is what made me think of it, is the fact that well, this goes without saying, sunflowers love the sun. Is that kind of a news flash to anybody? No, they love the sun, but what's cool about them is that, I mean, it takes a lot of sun for them to grow and to stay alive, so they love to be facing the sun, but they also face the sun on their own. So you'll notice the heads of these sunflowers will move to follow the sun throughout the day. And we see it. They're right outside our window in our dining room. And we get to see these sunflowers that we have, and we get to see them. You don't see them move in real time, I guess. They're really, really slow. But throughout the day, you'll see that they've moved all day. That's pretty cool, isn't it? They know what they need. They need the sun. I'm sure they also were called sunflowers because of how they look. They do look like big old suns. But I'm not sure if that's really why they named it that or not. I'm sure it's just because they follow the sun. I'm not sure. You'll have to check the facts on that one. Okay. I won't make you watch me do all the outlining on this one, mainly because it'll just take a long time and you already will know what to do. So we'll just kind of do the sketch today. And see, now this part's going to be a little tricky. I got to try to make that meet up into a way that looks kind of normal. So maybe I'll erase that one. I'm going to erase these two right here. And I'm going to try to squeeze in a second one there so it doesn't look so weird. You might find that happens to you too. Like this. Like that. And then maybe I'll shorten this one a little bit. These are little things that you can do. A little way to cheat to get it there. But that's also why we're doing it with a pencil. For that very reason. So we can kind of fit it all in there. Be easier on the computer. You can just copy and paste. But we're doing this by hand and it's going to look awesome. Now this is just how I want to draw the petals. So now I'm going to do that second row. You see how I'm doing that second row there? This one's a lot easier, a lot quicker. Just kind of go curve up, curve over there, and that's all I need to do. Now if yours doesn't look like this, do you have to be upset? Don't be upset. Just keep working on it. And it doesn't have to look exactly like this. I'm sure if you do the right colors and you do a really big circle in the middle, that you'll be able to tell that this is a sunflower. And the best part is, whatever you come up with is going to be your version of a sunflower, which is going to be perfect. There we are. Woo, that was a lot of petals. They do have a lot of petals. And not only do they have a lot of petals, but they have a ton of flowers within them. Did you know that? This whole center part is just hundreds of flowers. Little flowers that kind of pop up over there, and their seeds, their individual seeds, are those sunflower seeds that we like to eat in the shell. Some of them, not all of them, have those edible ones that are big enough that you can eat. Those are like those mammoth sunflowers, a very specific kind of sunflower. But all sunflowers have little flowers in here. So you can draw a bunch of little flowers in there. It's a lot of work. So what I might do is just draw a few. I'll have a kind of a circle area around here. They have a little bit of a dent in the center, and they have a ring of like flowers that are all around there. So I'm gonna kind of loosely draw this, and then when I go, what I'll do is I'll probably just go here with my pen, and I'll show you this part before. Once I get to here, we're just gonna fast forward that right through the coloring and everything, so you don't have to watch me fill in every single one of these. But I'll do a few little bits of this so you can kind of see where I'm going. Okay, so what I want to do though is I do want to follow that that outside circle. So let's go ahead and do that first. Do you have a favorite flower? You have a favorite flower? I don't know. My wife's really kind of made me a big fan of sunflowers, so I don't know if that is my favorite flower or not. I do like birds of paradise. You'll have to look those up. Maybe we'll draw one of those. Those will be a lot of fun. Really tropical flower, and it kind of looks like a bird. It's kind of cool. Look that one up. Alrighty, so we got that line. Now instead of just circling this part, you can if you'd like to, because that's your own creative choice, and I respect that. But I think what I want to do is just do some dots. Dots to kind of represent the seeds or the other little flowers in there. There's a whole lot going on in these, but we want to simplify it a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of follow around here with some little dots. So if you want to try that out, go ahead and follow this and draw some dots in a circle. Like that. There we go. And then I'm going to do some more. I'm going to make it kind of dense. That means there's a lot in one area. So a lot of little dots in one area. I'm going to do a bunch of those. I guess I can just go like that too. Oh, that makes it easier, huh? I guess I wanted them kind of thicker, but I can just kind of get all these little dots in there. Okay. There we go. Now then I'll thin it out. Now the way I thin it out, make it less dense, is I just do a few out here. Just do less of them on the outside. Just do one more ring around there, but just do less. That sounds easier, right? Now you are free to put as much detail into your sunflower as you would like. Of course. Okay, I really like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing. And if you want to add more to make it a little bit denser in the middle, you can go ahead and add, either thicken up some of the existing dots, or you can just add more dots to the center here. Okay, now the last little bit is I'm going to do the same thing around the outside and make it a little bit darker and go a little bit lighter, which means, so this is called stippling. And the way we do it is basically you just got to do little dots. And the more you put together, the darker your value, or the darker it looks. So the more dots you put in one little area, the more you squish in there, the darker it looks. So we'll kind of make them squished in all along this outside. Let's try that first. All right, let's finish these ones off. So a lot of them to make it look darker. There we go. Now there's there is some artwork that only uses dots. I don't know if you've seen that before. And the artwork only uses dots, and that's called pointillism. Ooh, and it's pretty cool. It seems like you'd have to be pretty patient to be able to do pointillism. The type of, it's an art style. And then I'm just going to add just a few more kind of here and there, like I said, right around the next bit. Like that. So we call this stippling. It's a way that you can do shading without having to draw or fill in with any color. You can make it look like it's shaded just by how many dots you put in there. It's pretty cool. Okay, awesome. I think I'm good right there. So the rest of this I'll do with color, and you'll be able to see that at the end. So if you want to just fast forward to where I'm done coloring, right when I'm done speaking here, then you can go ahead and see exactly what it looks like. Or you can get a look at a picture of your own, or maybe you have one. Maybe you have a sunflower outside, and you can go check it out and use that as a reference. But what I would like to do is I'm going to go through all of these individually. But like I said, you don't have to watch that. But on some of them, what you could do, just so you know, is maybe add like a few little lines like that, a couple little lines here, maybe a line right there. And what that does is it makes it look like it's bent a little bit. And that's just a cool little thing that you can add to it to make it have a little bit more character and a little bit more detail. So I'll probably do that on a few of those. Let's go ahead and do this stem, but I'm gonna stop, and then I'm gonna maybe I'll just make this all one motion, like that. Same thing over here, except for this one's going to go over, and then I'm gonna go like that. I don't think these need to overlap. I don't need to put a line there. So usually I will go and erase that, but I'm not going to this time. I think I got it. And then we go back like that. There we are. Get that with a little bit of the stem. There we go. And then maybe we'll start adding the lines in the center. Okay, well, I think I'm at the point where you guys can just go ahead and run on your own and start finishing up your line work, and then go jump right into coloring. Now, if you want to wait, like I said, until I'm done with the coloring so you can see how I did it, just wait, or fast forward, you can do that, but I'll try to make it really quick. So I'll do that, and we'll catch up right after coloring. I think I'm done. There you go. Maybe I want to add a few more little dots to here and there. How did yours turn out? I guess I'm going to keep drawing this. I'm curious how yours turned out. And make sure that you send me a picture of what you do. I would love to see how yours turned out and what you decided to do with the coloring. Now, there's so many different ways you could have done the center part here with all these different little highlights for the little flowers or maybe seeds. Lots of ways you could have gone with that. So I'm really curious to see what you guys did. But hopefully you guys had fun. That's what's important. Hopefully you had fun drawing. You're proud of what you made. And hopefully you learned a little bit about sunflowers, which I thought there were some really cool facts in there. So thank you guys so much for drawing with me. Make sure you sign your work. If you're really proud of your work, you'd sign your work so let everybody know that it is yours. So I'm going to go ahead, add my initials there at the bottom. This was a whole lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for drawing with me. We do this Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we do that every single week. So please subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and remember, be brave, be creative, but most importantly, be you. All right, we'll see you guys next time.